Alright everyone, now we have another major Biden gaffe. Yes, both main videos of the day were turning into the goddamn Biden channel. And it's going to get worse, everyone. His dementia is increasing day by day. He has Alzheimer's disease. It's not reasonable to suspect that you'll have anything but Biden getting more and more confused and shambling over the next few years. I would be surprised at this point at the rate of the acceleration of his mental disorder. I'd be surprised if he even serves out his entire term. I give a lower than 50-50 chance of that happening. Anyway, he made yet another big oopsie poopsie, and it happens to deal with a major flashpoint in the world. Right when we're worrying about Russia and their tactical nuke statements, China, Xi Jinping the other day giving a very soaring speech as he prepares for yet another 10 years of rule in China. He has effectively become their dictator now, by the way. There are actually protests for the first time in a long time against Jinping. Those people won't last very long in the gulag. I'm sure they're not getting the modern variant MREs for lunch. They have to eat nothing but pebbles, probably, and then fucking die. Now he's, on top of that, China goes after Taiwan, Russia going after Ukraine, all the other problems in the world. North Korea comes to mind. Now he's decided to antagonize the Pakistanis. Now, what Joe Biden says here, link in the description, archived of course, is not fundamentally incorrect. He's not technically wrong. But diplomacy is not the art of always stating everything that is true and not sugarcoating it. If you want to have proper diplomacy with foreign nations, and this is what rankles me the most, because Biden doesn't get this and Trump did. Trump would never make such comments unless he was going to up the ante prior to negotiations. Joe Biden came out the other day and said Pakistan is dangerous. We've got to watch out for them because they have nuclear weapons and they're not well secured. Well, there could be some problems there. Again, there's no falsehood here. Pakistan has nuclear weapons. It's a moderate-sized arsenal. It's not as advanced as like France or China or something, but they have something close to parity with India. They have reasonably modern weapons. They certainly have enough to glass, all of the Indian subcontinent. So do the Indians. And the U.S. has gone in and secured a dual sort of friendship rapprochement between the two to keep that from happening. But you're not supposed to actually point that out if you are the head diplomat of the United States. Pakistan, like it or not, is fundamentally an allied nation to the United States. I know it doesn't always act like it. I know that it goes rogue quite a bit. They work very closely with China, Silk Road proposal, etc. That's all true. The way to get them back further on your side to stabilize things and influence another country is not to openly insult one of their prized programs. The Pakistanis, in the wake of India getting the bomb, upped the ante and designed it, and they're very proud about the fact that they managed to develop a small number of nuclear weapons. Let them have their nukes then. They're less likely to be used if they're not antagonized. The United States has generally held a role in the region of smoothing things over when there's a border skirmish. And so now Pakistan has recalled their ambassador from the United States to explain these comments. Do I believe that this is helpful? No. Do I believe that right now, especially, is the time that the United States should be issuing bellicose rhetoric towards third world nations? No, fuck no. We're already dealing with Russia and Ukraine. We're already dealing with China's imperialistic intentions towards several neighbors. We're already dealing with North Korea firing off rockets into territorial waters held jointly, violating ceasefire agreements in the process. Nothing will be done, but it is escalatory. The reason why all of these nations are escalating their ambitions and their rhetoric right now is because they realize that the head of NATO, which is the United States, is run by a doddering old fool. And when that doddering old fool endangers our relationship with nations that straddle the line, this has happened in Eastern Europe, certainly with Hungary, Biden and Clinton coming out and insulting Orban directly. That's not helpful. That draws them closer to people that don't like you, just to be clear about how that works. We used to understand this within diplomacy. It's nicer to be friendly to people, generally speaking. Belly up to the bar if someone offers you insult, but don't offer them insult first. That's the way that you're supposed to do it. I hate it because Trump understood this. He didn't pop off at North Korea, said, hey, I want to shake Kim Jong-un's hand. Kim Jong-un basically spits on his hand and says, well, I have a little red button. What did Trump do? He said, well, I have a bigger one on my desk. It actually works. Fuck you. And then shuts off all communication, puts everything on a war footing. The North Koreans back down. They blinked, and there's how you got that rapprochement. Normally, the United States president issues a bunch of statements about how evil North Korea is, and then acts shocked when they fire off a missile. We've had this under multiple goddamn administrations, ever since Clinton made the glorious goddamn mistake of giving North Korea a nuclear program. Subsequent presidents have not known how to handle diplomacy within that nation. Trump did. Biden clearly goddamn doesn't. What are we doing in response to North Korea blatantly violating a ceasefire agreement? Part of it. Oh, well, that's regrettable. I hope that they show more restraint in the future. No, you should go all in. You should drop the troops, put up the rockets and the artillery, sail ships in the region, shut off communication, pressure South Korea to shut off communication as well, lock them out entirely, and they will back down. This is how you keep peace, by the way, in the region. East Asian politics are not quite the same, South Asian politics either, than what you get with Western Europe. What works with France is not going to work for China. This is going to be a legendary blunder if China actually pops off in Taiwan. There are measures we could take today to stop that from happening. I don't see those measures being taken. It's really regrettable. Sorry, Taiwanese people. I know you're enslaved to communism now, millions of you, but we selected a steward who didn't know anything about diplomacy. Now we're in a situation where there could be a diplomatic escalation with Pakistan. This is a reasonably large economy with a reasonably large military, a reasonably large nuclear stockpile, and you just said that they're dangerous because they have nukes. The problem is that the United States has generally maintained a line of aloofness, separation, and not getting this kind of involved there because of India. India and Pakistan are competing nuclear states that have border skirmishes, are constantly vying with China as well, in both positive and negative ways. India is part of BRICS, but it's Pakistan getting the Silk Road. Nonetheless, Chinese troops sometimes fire across both borders. There's a relatively large area there, many, many hundreds of square miles. It's contested. All three nations claim parts of this, and at least two of the nations claim larger parts. The United States, therefore, has effectively told India, if Pakistan nukes you, we'll help you. We've told Pakistan, if India nukes you, we'll help you. We've told China, don't worry, we're not going to invade these countries, basically. And so we try to smooth things over. Biden has just departed completely from that. Let's hope that it doesn't escalate into a major international incident. I hope that the diplomat is properly prepared to get reamed and to do a lot of head bowing and smoothing over and saying, look, just in confidence. Our president's not quite all there. He probably didn't mean it. I apologize. Look, I apologize. I know that you're angry at me. I know that you're angry at my nation. I don't believe in these things. I don't believe that you're a danger. I like your nukes. I think that they're beautiful. Wonderful nukes. Much better than India's. Hint, hint, hush, hush. You're going to have to do ass kissing. The U.S. diplomat there is going to have to kiss the ass of the Pakistani government because of Biden's blunder. Imagine being a diplomat right now, by the way. You're constantly sweating bullets. Every morning you wake up and you tune into the news and you're like, oh God, I hope today is not that day. I hope today is not the day that Joe Biden endangered my job or my safety Benghazi style. That's about all. Peace out.